using AI to help with your health. Welcome back to Techstination. I'm Fred Fishkin. With us from OpenAI is Chief Marketing Officer Kate Rouch. Hi, Kate.
Hi, Fred. Thanks so much for having me.
A pleasure to meet you. And there's a new report from OpenAI showing some of the top ways people are using AI to answer their health and wellness questions. Give us an overview about this report first.
In addition to the report, we're introducing two big new things from OpenAI focused on health. One is for everyday people, and one is for doctors and hospitals. For people, we launched ChatGPT Health, which is a new private space inside ChatGPT where you can bring together your medical records as well as connect other wellness apps, things like Apple Health or fitness trackers. So you can get really personalized answers to your health questions in a very dedicated, clear, private space. And then for healthcare systems, we expanded OpenAI for healthcare, which is what hospital systems around the country, like Memorial Sloan Kettering or Boston Children's Hospital, are using to bring AI into clinical care.
And are there certain levels of subscription that somebody would need to have, the individuals, to make use of this?
Um, no, so this feature is available to everyone for free. We are in the process of rolling it out, kind of slowly, just to kind of work through the demand. We have a wait list right now, so if you're interested in signing up for the wait list for free, it is at chatgpt.com/health.
And as we alluded to, people have been using OpenAI, ChatGPT, to search for answers when it comes to health questions and even health insurance, right?
That's right. So as part of our launches this week, we also released some new data. That data includes that 40 million people ask ChatGPT health and wellness related questions every single day. What we see in the data are three main use cases that people turn to ChatGPT for help with. The first is prep for their doctor's appointments. So, what are the best questions for me to ask my doctor about, these lab results or, my specific health situation? This is absolutely not a replacement for doctors, but really a way to help empower patients. The second is insurance and paperwork. So why did my insurance deny this? Help me write a letter to overturn this claim. And then the third is really everyday health and wellness. So, here, let me take a picture of my lunch. How many calories does this have? Help me design the macros of my meal plan based on, various diet goals, et cetera. So those are the types of things we most commonly see people using ChatGPT for.
Really interesting. And I'm assuming since you now allow people to store health records and such in there, that you've gone through all of the various processes that you have to go through to keep things private, right?
That's absolutely right. Obviously, health data is something that we take super seriously. ChatGPT Health is designed with privacy absolutely at the core of the experience. It's really a separate vaulted experience from the main app. The data is not shared in any way outside of that vault. It's really only for you. OpenAI doesn't learn from that data. It's in a private, dedicated space.
And Kate, I understand that you have a very personal story about using AI for assistance here.
That's right. One of the reasons that I feel so passionately about telling people about how they can use ChatGPT to navigate their health and wellness and really empower them is an experience that I've had over the last year. About a month into my tenure at OpenAI, I was diagnosed with a serious breast cancer. And thankfully, I'm fine now. But at the time, it was an extremely overwhelming, diagnosis. I have two very young children, obviously a kind of a busy, intense job. And I found myself kind of thrust into a pretty overwhelming situation of trying to understand various treatment options, working with incredible doctors, but specialists across the spectrum, surgeons, radiologists, et cetera, with very limited time. So I really relied on ChatGPT to help me at so many steps of the process, prepare for these doctor's appointments so I could come in and make the most of the limited time that I had with my specialists. Help me navigate insurance denials. It's expensive and overwhelming to have to pay for that level of care, and for so many people, health is an extreme and overwhelming expense. And chat really helped me navigate my insurance situation throughout the process. And finally, even doing things like, how do I talk to my, again, 3 and 6-year-olds about what's going on in an age-appropriate way, identifying children's books and resources that helped me have a better conversation with them.
And we're so glad to hear that you're doing better with that.
Thank you.
The idea of using this to formulate the right questions when you do have a few minutes, and typically it is only a very few minutes with a
Yeah.
medical professional, a doctor, can be so important, because very often if you're not well, you're kind of at a loss for words almost.
That's absolutely right. And doing that in a way that, you can kind of help synthesize a lot of different information, whether that's, your lab results or the clinical literature, or, a variety of other, information another specialist has provided to you, to really synthesize and kind of pull up, hey, here are the most important things for me to understand, from this doctor at this moment.
And with the privacy concerns, are there any issues with parents using this with regards to their children's health? Little Joey has this symptom or that kind of thing.
Yeah, so as I described before, ChatGPT Health was designed kind of ground up with privacy as a central principle and focus. The technology powering ChatGPT Health was also developed in partnership with clinicians. So we worked with approximately, I think, over 250 clinicians on around the world on this release. And the model, the ChatGPT, is trained to help people, direct them to the right resources, including actual people and doctors. We grade the responses based on a very sophisticated set of benchmarks that are designed by clinicians to ensure that the responses are accurate and helpful, and the models are actually scoring, very high on those benchmarks.
And once again, Kate, where can everyone go to learn more?
So they can go to www.chatgpt.com/health to join the waitlist for the new experience. But if they have a health question in the meantime, their ChatGPT app or just chatgpt.com is a good place to turn.
Well, congratulations on the innovations there, and we wish you good health, Kate. And thanks for taking the
Thank
time with
you.
us.
Thank you so much. It was great to talk with you.
The Haven 10,000 lantern is a smartly designed, beautiful solar light that you will love indoors or out. It is waterproof with up to 1,200 lumens of brightness. That's a lot of light. And the base becomes a flashlight at the push of a button. The power comes from a built-in lithium-ion battery recharged by the sun. The solar panel is built in, or USB-C. The battery can even recharge your phone. Did we mention how durable it is? How it folds down and can run for up to 120 hours on a charge? But the real power of the Haven Lantern comes from the people behind it. and their mission to provide this quality lighting to those in the world who need it most, including in disaster emergencies. Your purchase helps to fund those efforts, and if you use the code Techstination20, you'll get it at a 20% discount. That's Techstination20 at havenlantern.com. Create your haven.